Good evening, afternoon, morning, or good night, subjects. Let's hop into another one of these fun little podcasts where, ironically, I'm not going to be mainly talking about Apex. Wow. Yeah, there are a few other things I want to talk about today. So just so you all know, what we'll be going over in this video is we'll be going over the fact that Marvel, the mad lads over there, I don't know what they're thinking, released the dates that every movie next year and this year will be coming out, along with their name and the title picture. And League of Legends, Riot Games, the secondary mad lads, are releasing a animated TV series to Netflix. I have some semi-blurry pictures of it, but heck, I'm ready to talk about it. And of course, yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Battlepass, but if I'm going to be honest, I'm not that hyped for it. Yeah, still not really hyped for it. I'm going to talk a little theories that me and what I'm dubbing my Twitter conglomerate C/friends have discussed, but I guess without a further...
Web search is restricted for this device.
Please shut up, Twitter, Siri. Well, now that Siri has ruined my train of thought, let's get started. So, I guess, how do I want to start this? First, I guess, I'm going to ask y'all, how y'all doing today? Why don't you tell me in the comments? I'm trying a bit of a different format, slightly, tiny bit, not really. Don't worry if you don't like the audio quality. I am working on getting a better mic. And you might hear some rain in the background. Don't worry. Once I get that new mic, you ain't ever going to have to hear it again. So, I guess I'll say this slight thing. Titanfall 2 recently saw the largest spike of players it ever had in its 5-year history due to the release of Valkyrie, which, angers me. Because I'm just, like... I don't know. Why did it take Viper and Valkyrie for like over 30,000 people to play Titanfall 2, man? Such a great game. Highly recommend it if you haven't. It's great if you're trying to get into the first-person shooter genre. It's a game I would recommend. Also, sometime this week or maybe next week, I will do a review over the Demon Slayer movie. I've watched a little bit of it. Personally, it's slowly making me cry, but we'll discuss that maybe in the next week or this week's. Looking at watching the Mortal Kombat movie, I really want to, but then again, I don't have an HBO account, and so I'm internally dying, because, I just want to see Aaron Black, man, just Shao Kahn. I guess, well, now that I've stopped moping, let me continue with this Apex Battle Pass. So Apex released their Battle Pass trailer, so that way they can I can't English. So that way they can sort of kind of convince you to buy their Battle Pass, because, EA is just a vampire that wants to drain every single dollar in your wallet until you only live for the game. And they've succeeded. They're also giving 400 Apex coins for free. So, maybe they're not that heartless. But they're still pretty heartless, I'm going to be honest. It's not really heartless, just soulless maybe. I don't know. I guess let's continue with this Battle Pass thing. So, in the trailer, we see this holo spray. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it, but it leaves me and all my friends who pretty much agree on a theory. So this season is called Legacy, and Legacy is a term to talk about the past, or remembrance, or a long line of it, sort of. So that led us to thinking about the collection event. So we all remember the last collection event, which the Battle Pass teased skins on it through holo sprays. So, through very thorough discussion, me and my friends have come up with this sort of list that we think is going to consist of in the Battle Pass. So, a thought I did come up with was maybe Caustic when he worked at Humbert Labs, but a good friend of mine, pointed out that they probably will save that for a lore skin for his stories from the Outlands trailer. Crypto is going to get a skin that looks like Taejun Park, or I'm sorry, yeah, Taejun Park, the bad guy, yes, bad person, definitely no way, shape, or form Crypto. Loba, in her early days, is a thief. Maybe a younger version of a legend we've yet to see, such as Mirage, Lifeline, Octane, and possibly even a younger Fuse. And that an Apex bot, a somewhat decent friend of mine, predicted a ninja skin for Revenant. Now, I mean, they're not wrong. Revenant has had katanas and ninjas in his border hinted at since his release. But in my personal opinion, I think what would be much, much cooler is if we had an early version of the Revenant Simulacrum, or even maybe a human Revenant skin. Now, the only reason I say that is because how I've been seeing it, and people are going to correct me on this, Revenant is one of the earlier forms of Simulacrum, meaning, of course, they had to do many trials. So they probably had to go through a few different models, because, of course, like Marvin's don't always look like Pathfinder. So he probably looked very different. I don't know. That's something I'm excited to see. There was also the idea of Gibraltar from when he worked at Ceres, the search and rescue something of Association of Solace, which I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty cool. I'd take it. I think that's pretty much all I'm really gonna talk about. For Apex, there's not really much to discuss. I'm thinking about anything that I could discuss, but yeah, no, not really like anything I can discuss about it. As much as I'd love to, personally, I am still not very hyped for this season. I mean, didn't really ever like Valkyrie. Not really hyped for stuff like the bow, because I feel like it's going to absolutely dominate the meta. The nerfs and buffs kind of got me interested, not gonna lie. What can I possibly talk about? Not really much, to be honest. I guess that means I'm going into my next little segment, which is my theories on this upcoming League of Legends video. So, it's not video, it's a TV show, and it's called Arcane. And I have a few of the characters that I have the biggest questions on. First, we got this purple dude. All we see is his face. I'm not very versed in League characters, but I don't know that one. Or I like to consider myself. I'm going to just talk a little bit about them first, and then I'll go into a more deep dive. So yeah, we got this purple guy. No idea. He looks exasperated. He looks like he is just... whoo. And yeah, and then we got this guy who frankly looks a bit like Echo, if I'm being honest, everyone's favorite League time traveler from Zaun, I believe. I can't really tell. I'm so sorry. The picture is so horrendously blurry. I'm not going to talk about the situation I was in trying to get these. And, oh yeah, Magic Man. No idea what he's doing, but it involves a thunderbolt. I don't know. So, to, I guess, further discuss these characters, my personal theory is that the first one is someone from the Void. Maybe it's someone similar to Kaisai or Kassadin or some other name that 100% begins with K. But that's my theory there. The show seems to be focused on Vi and Jinx, which, if you don't know, Jinx is this psychotic criminal, and Vi is the city's enforcer, and Vi hates Jinx with a passion. Oh buddy, like, whew. Yeah, they don't really like each other, and so it seems like the show is primarily about Vi chasing Jinx, or they team up to fight something worse. Maybe. The second guy, I'm going to stick with my theory that that's Echo, possibly maybe someone else. The third picture, though, the third picture is what's got me thinking. Because it's some wizard, and they look like they're in the Freljord, because there's like a ton of snow around them. And so, my best assumption is that could be Rise, the mage, who took the world runes and locked them up, but I really don't know. I'm thinking, it's like, and then in the final shot, I couldn't get a picture of this. It seems to be someone from Ionia, probably like a Kali, standing over the city, looking into it. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems to be mainly focused, of course, around Vi and Jinx. I forget names, sorry. And so it's really just confusing because it's just so many questions. Like, why are they in Piltover and Zon, that everyone that isn't, Jinx and Echo? Because it's just... Okay. I really just have so many theories. Another theory I might have is that it could be a hunt for a Darkin. So if you don't know, long ago, there was this race called the Darkin, and they were basically gods on Earth. And after this great and mighty war, they were all locked into weapons and put into these magic wells that could very rarely be opened unless you were chosen. And currently, 3 wells have been opened, and 3 Darkin have appeared. There's the one from the Freljord, which would be Aatrox. There's the one from Noxus, which would be Kayn. And there's the one from Ionia, which would be Varys. Now, my theory is that these people are all on the hunt for the word I'm thinking of is the Darkin that is in Piltover and Zon. Because it would make sense. I mean, we got someone from the Void who wants it because they're a weapon, and we got someone from... we got Jinx, who might have heard of it, thinking she can sell it. We got some people from Ionia who wanted to obviously not fall in the wrong hands. The Freljord dude could be some guardian of it. I don't know, but he could have a key role into this. And that is just my theory, because that just makes the most sense to me, that it is a race to the Darkin, to get it. Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. I guess I'm just going to go into the next segment talking about the Marvel movies, because they look awesome. Okay, before I get bullied by the entire League community for mispronouncing lore thing, it's not Kane. His name is Rost. And yeah, now to actually continue with the important bit. So, Beholden, we have a list of the movies that are being released this year and next year. So, behold, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, and The Marvels. Personally, I'm hyped for every single one of these. Like, insane. I know. It's just crazy. I'm just... Oh, yes! I'm kind of going to go into a dive about what we already know, about what's happening. And so, behold, there will be spoilers for pretty much every past Marvel movie, but let's continue. So that also included TV shows, and apparently Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, or not Multiverse of Madness, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 were not included. So this is where I'm going to start talking. 1. So from what it seems, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Thor are going to have their own separate movies. Which interests me, because if anyone saw the end of Infinity War, we saw that... what am I thinking? Oh, yes, right. So, we saw that Thor went with the Guardians of the Galaxy in search for Gamora. So this probably means it's a 2023 movie, just like the Ant-Man and the Wasp one. So I'm going to stick to 2022 because, yeah. So Black Widow, of course, she's teaming up with an old friend of hers, as well as, I'm believing, someone that is like Captain Russia. I'm just going to call him, and is played by, so far, my favorite actor for the time. And they're going to team up against Taskmaster, which makes... And this I'm guessing that I think this movie takes place before she joins the Avengers, which means that, man, that makes Taskmaster like old in this universe, unless they say something that indicates that it takes place in a different time. Because for those of you who don't know, Taskmaster is a mercenary, the coolest mercenary to have ever existed. He has studied the Avengers' fighting styles, copied them, adapted them, and made them his own. So, he is literally the scariest person ever. Because what he does is he sees his target, learns, adapts, overcomes, kicks your butt to the curb, gets a fat paycheck, and you're dead. And honestly, he's one of my all-time favorite villains. From what the trailers about Black Widow we have seen so far, Taskmaster's trying to take out he's trying to engage in some, nuclear warfare? I don't know. He gets a giant missile, and unless there's something scarier, I don't want to know. And then we got Shang-Chi, which is basically Marvel making up the mistake that they made the Mandarin a complete and total joke. I don't know that much about Shang-Chi. Gonna be honest, not really something. I'm sure if I asked my papa, my grandpa, he would know so much about Shang-Chi. But from the trailers I have seen, I am way too hyped. I'm just so excited to watch this TV show, I believe it is. Or it could be a movie. Can't really tell. I think it's one of the TV shows, actually. Yeah, it's one of the TV shows. And then we have Eternals. I know this one my dad has been hyped for. So the Eternals are basically these godlike entities. And they are just I'm not even joking. They are quite literally gods. And they kind of watch over the overall order of the Earth, I believe. I could be wrong here. And they didn't get involved in Infinity War and all that because I think they knew we had it covered or they were dead already. I don't know. But it just blowing my mind. I don't have many theories about that. I'm hyped for it. Still don't know that much about it. Spider-Man, No Way Home. This I have a theory on. Okay, so as we know, at the end, in the after credits scene of Far From Home, wrong movie, Mysterio creates this video that reveals Spider-Man's identity and reveals him and tries to frame him as the person behind the attacks that Mysterio did. And then Spider-Man teams up with his two friends to kind of escape. And they're kind of on the run. And this leads me to this interesting idea I have. So, for those of you who are unaware, in the Spider-Man comics and every TV show, there is a villain who goes by Kraven the Hunter, and he is from Russia. And in the comics, he was enhanced by a witch. And this witch gave him increased stamina, strength, and awareness of his surroundings, and made him the ultimate hunter. And my idea is that some government, be it the United States, Russia, Sokovia, whatever, another government, actually Sokovia doesn't exist now, is going to hire Kraven to hunt down Spider-Man. Because in all reality, there's not really any other villain that could fight him. Now, there has been this other idea, or there has been leaks that in this next movie, Andrew Garfield and whatever, I never really liked those movies, some other Spider-Man is going to be teaming up, or they're going to be in the cast which leads to all these multiverse theories, which means they'll probably include Norman Bates, wrong guy, switch his names, Dr. Octopus, and whatever his name is, Electro. And he's going to have to deal with this threat while running from the government. And honestly, I have no idea what to think of that, because I want this Craven idea to be true, but I have no idea what Marvel's concocting in their secret underground lab. And contractually, this will be Tom Holland's last movie, which has me horrendously sad. I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man so much, and I want to see so much more of him because I think he plays the role absolutely perfectly. To continue, Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. Now, most of you might not know this, but Doctor Strange is my all-time favorite Marvel character. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I love magic. I love just everything about it. So, this is my theory. If anyone who has watched the end of WandaVision, now, if you haven't, I'd stop here, watch all of it, then come back. Or if not, like, skip 5 minutes ahead. I'd say that'd be safest, because I'm a ranter. So, to continue. We hear her child's voices, like, quicken in speed, from, like, another world or something. And my idea is that Wanda, being the Scarlet Witch, is going using the Grimhold and some bad juju magic. I'm talking bad juju. Work with the demon Mephisto and break the multiverse for to try and get her children, because in the comics, House of M, if Wanda stopped focusing on children, and if she stopped focusing on her children, which were created with magic, they would disappear. But as soon as she focused back on them, they'd reappear. Now, of course, if you know about the multiverse theory, that means, let's say in this world, I'm creating a podcast, and it's okay. But let's say in another multiverse, I never created a podcast. I don't even have social media in another multiverse. And I kind of envy that me. So, if we go on this theory, there is some multiverse out there where Wanda's kids are real. They're real humans that do not need to be focused on by Wanda in order to be real. Now, this is kind of interesting, because then, of course, this would be a Doctor Strange level matter. Also, Mordo's going to be in it. So, Mordo is going to do some bad stuff. And for those of you who don't know, Mordo is, in the comic books, Doctor Strange's foe, another magic user. And it just brings so many questions. Like, is Mordo going to try and kill Scarlet Witch? Because, of his whole, we don't need any more wizards, like, idea. Is he gonna, like, help Wanda and, like, hope that it destroys wizardry? It's just so many questions! And I'm really just, in all senses of the word, am hyped for it. But, it leaves me to the other questions, to where two gods, Thor and Loki, just walk down New York, and Doctor Strange is like, whoa! Can't have this now. But then Wanda, like, takes over an entire town, and he's just like, yeah, it'll be fine. Also, apparently, Doctor Strange was actually supposed to be in WandaVision. So, the directors cut this, but the original idea was that Doctor Strange would talk to her through the commercials and try to reach her. But they cut that out because they really wanted the main focus of the show to be on Wanda, which I 100% respect and agree with. Because if we have Doctor Strange, I'm a little upset, because if we did have Doctor Strange, it'd make it seem like he actually cared. That the fact that there was literally a magic battle going on in a small little town. But it also would take a lot of the focus away from Wanda, which the show is supposed to be about. And Yeah, that'd be a problem. We also have Love and Thunder, which is coming out May 6th next year. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a Thor movie or a TV show, but it's obviously about Thor because it's called Love and Thunder. And I have so many questions because what is it about? We obviously it's going to be about Thor, but to my knowledge, and I don't have much of that, I'm going to tell you now, I have absolutely no idea what it's about. I've been surfing through film theories, and it even isn't coming until, like, I'm so confused, because, like, because I'm just so confused why, like, Phase 4 has got everyone hyped, I'm going to be honest, but what is Love and Thunder about? And it just makes me have so many questions, because of course it's, Thor, but, like, where's it going to take place? What's it going to be about? And, like, why is it called Love and Thunder? And it comes before Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, between Love and Thunder and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Thor ditches the Guardians or something. Then we have Wakanda Forever, which has taken a whole year to come out. But my theory is that Wakanda Forever is, of course, going to be the focus of the Shuri and the Dora Milaje. And I'm thinking that the main villain might be Zemo. Now, hear me out here. There's not many Black Panther villains that I can think of off the top of my head, and I blame that really on myself. Only really thought of Killmonger, who tried to be, similar to him, and look where that got you, nerd. But it could be about Zemo and the Dora Milaje and Shuri hunting down our everyone's favorite Baron. Personally, I have no idea how they're going to start it off. Personally, I think they're going to, since sadly Chadwick Boseman, I think it might start with a funeral, in my opinion. Something like, I don't know, T'Challa died, and I have so many questions. Like, how are they going to do it without T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman? And is Shuri going to be the main focus, or is it we're going to have like a coming to America idea where there's some other, like, long lost heir that will rule the throne? It will be similar to Coming to America, where Shuri has to prove herself worthy of the position of Black Panther. And, just so many questions, man. And I don't know. I'm excited. I'm going to be honest. Of course, we got the Marvels, which is the name for Captain Marvel 2. And it will have Captain Marvel, Photon, and Miss Marvel. Now, if you don't know who Miss Marvel is, because you didn't play the Avengers game, because I didn't know about her till then, she's basically Captain Mr. Fantastic. Think about Mr. Fantastic, but a girl. I guess that is the easiest way I can put it. She can elasticize her body and, like, make other parts of her larger, and, basically, like, Captain Elastic. Or Captain Mr. Fantastic. Not much to talk about there. I really have no idea who they could be fighting, because maybe they'll fight Super Skrull. Now that I think of it, if you don't know who Super Skrull was a Skrull that had all of the Fantastic Four's powers. And there's another Fantastic Four movie coming. I know, everyone, please agree with me. I know. It's like the originals weren't good. The reboot wasn't good. I'm really only hyped for it because of Doctor Doom. Oh, hey, that could be the villain in Wakanda Forever. Who knows? But, Continue. Ant-Man Quantum Mania. Ant-Man and the Wasp, at least. And personally, I'm super excited for that. I love Ant-Man's character. I love like the whole cast that they've had. Personally, I just want to see more of the Russian guy. I don't remember his name, but just that scene where he goes Baba Yaga is stuck in my head, and I cannot get over the fact that he is like, he's also a great villain. If y'all haven't seen the show MacGyver, whoo, whoo, I'm trying to remember the dude's name, but like MacGyver's enemy is like, what's his name? I'm looking at Murdoch. Murdoch is his name. Like, whoo, the guy is just so good at acting. I'm a little upset they put him as the funny guy. But we get what we get, and we can't pitch a fit. We can't complain, because next year Marvel's just filling us with loading us with so many of these amazing Marvel movies. So I guess let's continue. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Personally, a little upset they didn't call it the As Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel that'd be clever, but yeah. So this one is supposedly them hunting for Gamora. Now, to my knowledge, their only enemies, like even comics-wise, was Ronan and Ego. And both of them have bitten the dust. So, I guess the main plot is going to be them hunting for Gamora, and it might also include, if any of you saw the aftercut of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Sylvester Stallone got together Yondu's old group, which were similar to them, and so maybe they'll be involved, but it just brings me so many questions, because I'm so curious as to who they're going to fight. I honestly am going to be sitting tonight looking up these like comic book villains, just pondering, could that be it? Is it this person? Or maybe it's this one. Who knows? And I don't know. I'm just overall excited out of my everything. And I guess, let me see, is there anything else to discuss? I'm going to double check. Not really much else to discuss other than the fact that I am stoked. I am excited. Season 9 Legacy drops tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to play it for I'm not going to be able to play it for a long time because I'm camping. Yeah, so yeah, that's not a very good moment. So, with that on our minds, we're just going to be talking so much. I'm just hyped for everything involving Marvel. You should be too. Like, you should be. I think there's a few other movies coming out next year that I'm not that hyped about. Another Batman reboot, which features the Twilight actor guy, which I'm not going to get into that argument today. Not today. Black Adam, somewhat excited for that. I'm liking the new Flash actor, so I'm hyped for that. And I'm hyped for that. There is not much else I can talk about. So with that note, thank you everybody for stopping by. This episode's a little bit lengthier than everything else. I'd love to have some collabs on this channel. If you're a fellow content creator and you want me to help you collab with a video, I will. DM me, please. Okay, yeah, that sounded desperate. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love interacting with y'all. And I'll see you next week, later this week, 3 years, next month, maybe 2 seconds. Who knows? Let's be honest. Peace out, y'all. Bye-bye. Bye.